Trump's big, beautiful bill was passed by the House, that he's going to be cutting food stamps and Medicaid. And I did the video talking about he's doing the Section 8 cuts. If you hadn't had a chance to catch that, where he's putting he's going to put a 2-year cap on people that's receiving Section 8. But he's going to be cutting food stamps and Medicaid, two programs that benefit poor people in this country, poor, elderly, and disabled people in this country. And as I've stated once before, the poorest people in this country are children. Statistically, the poorest people in this country are children, because children can't just get up and go get a job. And what I don't understand, we're already in this little tariff situation that he got going on, is raising our food prices. And now he's going to cut food stamps. A program that benefits poor people, not just poor people, but elderly people and disabled people. And the House passed this bill. So is most of the people that's in Congress Republicans? Because it's like they going along with this man. I mean, federal judges have to intervene and stop certain things, and Congress is not putting a stop to it. What's up with that? Is he paying these people off? Or most of the people in Congress, are they Republicans? I mean, I don't know a lot about politics. I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to politics. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to politics. I never did. We were required to take it in high school, and I didn't do well. And I think I took a political science class in college, and was never good at it. Was never interested in politics. I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to politics. I'm learning more because of who's in there. I'm learning some stuff, but so educate me in the comment section. Is most of the people in Congress Republicans? Because they seem to be going along with everything that this man is doing. We're already in a major healthcare crisis in this country, where people have a hard time getting access to quality healthcare, working class people and poor people, because not everybody qualifies for Medicaid. Because when I was working, I went a very, very long time without Medicaid. They would give it to my kids, but they wouldn't give it to me. I went many years without having no health insurance because I couldn't get it on my job. Not everybody qualifies for Medicaid. You have to be under a certain income level to even get it. And we're having food prices are through the roof because of his little tariff situation. Food prices are through the roof. He's been cutting jobs. He's not increasing minimum wage. He hasn't even talked about increasing minimum wage. There's lots of people that are working. People stereotype people that's on food stamps. Because first of all, they think it's mostly black people that's on it, and that's not true. Statistically, more white people are on it. And they think that everybody on the food stamp program is people that are not working. No, because most states, I know the state of Michigan in the last couple of years passed a work requirement for the state of Michigan, saying that you had to work to receive them. Lots of states have passed that work requirement. So a lot of people on food stamps are not unemployed. Has Donald Trump ever heard of such a thing as the working poor? Has he ever heard of that? People that are working and are still poor. People that are working that are still struggling. We have an affordable housing crisis in this country. But you want to cut Section 8? You want to put a 2-year cap on Section 8? And we have an affordable housing crisis in this country, particularly in our larger cities. Did you know in Michigan has some of the most affordable housing prices in the country, but our housing costs are going up because it used to be here in Michigan, or at least in my city, you can get a 1-bedroom apartment for $400 a month or less. Now, 1-bedroom apartments are going for $800 a month, $600 to $800 a month, if not more, depending on where you get it at. Because some of your nicer apartment complexes, you're going to be looking at upwards of $800-900 a month, maybe more. Yeah, that's here in my city, here in Michigan. But Michigan still has some of the cheapest housing costs in the country. But did you know that on a minimum wage salary, there is no state in this country that you can get a 2-bedroom apartment on minimum wage salary? Did you know that? There is no states, none of the states where you can get a 2-bedroom apartment, where you can pay for a 2-bedroom apartment on a minimum wage salary. And the way the housing costs are going, you probably can barely pay for 1-bedroom apartment. So I don't know how he think that people are supposed to, working people, we're talking about working people, how working people are supposed to afford affordable housing. Working people with families are supposed to afford an apartment on a minimum wage salary. He hasn't said anything about raising minimum wage. This man don't care about nobody. And I hear that he's going to be doing some tax cuts for the rich. So you basically want to steal from the poor and give to the rich. I get it. That's basically what you want to do. You want to take from the poor people, the elderly and the disabled, and you want to give to the rich. Now he's gonna let the elderly and the disabled stay on Section 8. But you're gonna cut their food from you. You're gonna cut their food. You're gonna let them stay on Section 8, but you're gonna cut their food. Really? Hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. People that agree with this are very cold-hearted, because you have a lot of working class people that are still poor. I know because I was one of them. I worked for many years and I was still low income. And there were times where I did qualify for food stamps even though I was working. Sometimes I didn't qualify, but there were times when I did qualify, and I was still working. So there's lots of states, like I said, lots of states have a work requirement now for food stamps. With food prices being as high as they are, people are making minimum wage, and if you're trying to support a family and they're not getting housing assistance, how are people supposed to feed their families? And remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Statistically, the poorest people in this country are children. So think about that before you be so quick to jump up on your high horse, to stand up on your high horse and say, good, these lazy people need to get up off their butt. Think about that. A good percentage of people that are on food stamps are working. And it's still poor, and it's still struggling. And he hasn't said anything about raising minimum wage. And he's been cutting jobs. So think about that before you get on your high horse and think that these cuts are okay and justified. Hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And what's up with Congress? Hit me up. Educate me. Is he paying these people off or giving them perks? Or most of these people are Republicans and they agree with everything he's doing. Maybe that's where the job cuts should start. Hit me up in that comment section and hit the like button, like and the share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.